Because of the judges are able to copy.
Hey, don't do this, man. We don't do this. We don't do this. No, so it's not fair.
Without necessarily being or having to feel intimidated. If they can have that liaison desk and they get on this on day-to-day basis, out of the 25 cases that I get, 15 of them complain of cases of abuse and corruption by the police.
As a refugee, that's one part of the problem. They just came here, they got their asylum paper, and they don't know how to do after that. I mean, it's common practice nowadays to pay some amount of money to bribe the officers in the government offices, in different offices, especially in Home Affairs, in the police stations.
It's very common. If you are in a city, it's a daily bread. If you are in a city, if we're talking about the Johannesburg inner city specifically, it's a common bread.
They have to pay some amount of money. They just plainly, they will ask them, you have to pay some amount of money. So they will pay and they will be released.
The levels of xenophobia tend to rise day by day.
Sometimes the police, they just go inside the pocket.
We asked whether people had been stopped. Sort of 75% of foreigners have been stopped. We asked if you've ever had to pay a bribe. I think about half of them say that they have.
The internal tracing units of the SAPS have become adept at spotting an illegal. This is the theory. It takes place at virtually every single police station around Johannesburg. I hear of it, regularly from JP Police Station, regularly from Hillbrow, regularly from Linden, Randburg, Bramley, all over the place.
You speak about the police, the first thing that they say is bribes, extortion, violence, abuse.
The real purpose is not to drive people who shouldn't be in South Africa out. It's to extract money.
But I think the fact that they know that they can get away with it, that it's just impunity when it comes to foreigners because no one's going to protest, allows them to do this.
It's a business. They're running a business. They are criminals, and this is organized crime. I would imagine that perhaps 10% of the people arrested are actually being deported.
If you have money, and if you're fit and you've got connections, you're not likely to end up in Lindela.
It's obvious to me that the only people who are being arrested in this way are black people, and mainly Africans. So it's racist.
It's not you, I'll be driving the bucket.
Tell me if you got that.
This is the office where Chapi and other policemen put the people after their raids. So people from outside, they come in to collect their people inside this office. They bring passports, and those who don't have passports or permits, they come with the money to bribe out their people. People with, maybe some of them with permits, they're also arrested. They're forced to pay the bribes in this office.
Good morning, Yazal.
Most of the times, he doesn't take the money himself. He let the other policemen do the money taking, yet he's inside, sitting, waiting for the money. While I was speaking to Shapi, another policeman came who was also working with them. He asked me what I've brought for the person I'd come to see. I told him that I've brought the money. When we got outside, they asked me how much I had, and I told him I had 250 rand. He told me it wasn't enough, and I insisted on giving him 250 rand. But he said the people whom they are working with, they won't allow him to take the 250. I think I did it on the corner. After I got the 300 rand, this policeman came outside and asked me if I'd organized all the money. So I went with, he called me to the toilet. In the toilet, I gave him the 300 rand. Sorry, boy.
But I think the safest thing is if you go and take a man out.
Yeah, man, grief.
If they take a Nigerian guy, then we send her to the police station to bail him out. And then we can basically take back.
I came to South Africa in 2003. I came here to seek greener pasture. I just do anything I can. Anything that will give me money.
Including drugs?
I don't do drugs. I don't sell drugs.
Was Justin your supplier?
For a period of time, yeah.
And what did he supply you with?
Different things, crack and heroin.
Let's just consider it that I'm not into it. You know, if I talk about prostitution and drugs, it's what I do. They'll find one way or the other to come to my house.
How big a drug dealer is Justin?
He's okay. He's not the small boy anymore, but he's doing okay.
I'm a drug dealer, you know, so they can put me away. Sometimes you get arrested for nothing. So that the whole thing is a kind of money game.
And how many times have you been arrested?
A couple of times.
And how did you get out?
I paid my way out.
How much?
Like the last incident, they arrested me for papers. I had to pay 400 rand to come out.
Have there been cases where the cops actually found drugs on Justin?
Yeah, there has been.
And what happened then?
Nothing. he had enough money.
I think it's that side. What is that man?
He's trying to find Jack.
That people. Yeah, he's the one as well. Let me look from this side. No, is the other one?
Yeah, the one who is looking that side.
So we should come to that one.
Yeah. The one is there.
There are good cops there, but most of them are rotten eggs. Minimum is 300. That's the minimum. I don't think they go anything less than that. So I met the guy, I spoke to him. He said to me I must wait. So I waited, he came out.
Who are you phoning? Who? Ekeni. Aibo. Ganda manta beso inda. Aneso inda. Okay, because
then he took me to a dark corner. Yeah, they ask you how much you've got. Then they end up telling you how much they want. That's how it happens. And then he took the money. And then he set my friend free.
How much did you pay him?
400.
Your text is coming, eh?
There's no possibility that they're going to send you back to Nigeria, as long as you can pay.
No. No possibility.
Okay, in this case, while I was standing outside, after I talked to the policeman, when they were ready to take the money, it just sounded the water. And he asked me how much I had, and I told him that I had 300 rand. So he told me to go on the other side, on the left side where there was another policeman. He opened the door for me, and he told me to put the man down on the floor. Sorry? Okay. I
Just go I think I should pass.
After this robot. Because I get back. And we need time to make. Okay, they're going, eh?
Well, I mean, they don't look at those papers anymore because their target is money. You see what I mean? They just want money. Like in the same track, there was a guy who was complaining to say, they released me yesterday, today they catch me again. Now where am I going to get the money to pay again? You see? There they just, when you get there, they just show you the phone, you see? So that you can phone a relative to bring you some money.
So I went straight, I spoke to one fat policeman. Because this man is quite familiar to me, because the other time when I was caught, it's the same person who I spoke to.
They are cautious. You see, they do it very late at night, there in the police. Like when my brother brought me, came to bail me out, it was past 21, that one. Yeah, we're talking 9 o'clock.
Say, no, just tell me how much you have. I said, no, I've got 140. He said, you are joking, just go out. I showed him a phone. Sir, look, this is the phone that I have together with the money. Can you do us a favor? Because you are ignoring the paper that I've showed to you, and then I don't know what you want. Then he said, you are wasting my time, get out from here.
How much?
Give them phone.
I don't know how much you have. When I tell them I'm trying to with the phone, they say no.
I paid the police 270. I paid it through by putting it through the telephone booth because he didn't wanted me to give him the money straight on his hands. He decided I should put it on the telephone booth. That's when he decided to call my brother to come out, and then he later went to pick up the money.
But as we were coming out of Spa, we just saw, police, a small van.
Well, in February, I didn't pay him money because the time they caught us, we didn't have any cent on us. And then the people who wanted to come and bail us out were quite far.
So in this case, they sent us to Jeep police station, the one on Jeep Street.
Where we were there for 3 days. And then later thereafter, one of our brothers came and gave us some money in the sales, about 600.
But because my brother just bought a DVD then, they took it away also.
So they said that 600 is too little. So I had to give them the DVD player on top of the 600. That's how they billed us. They told us to go.
So I went to the station. I talked to Michael Machozi, one of the policemen who had arrested her. He asked me if I had brought the necessary things.
How do you know things mean money?
Oh, we have been working with them for a long time now. We already know how they speak.
So what did Majosi say to you?
He referred me to another policeman. They referred to him as a short man. I don't know his name. After I waited for a long time, he eventually came out and he asked me for the things, meaning the money. Even some police officers were standing outside, and some people who had come to fetch their friends, they were still outside. You didn't care who was there, they just took the money.
When I arrived at Booysens, it was about 11 o'clock. The first thing that I saw when I arrived there was this group of people standing there from different ages, different nationalities. And when I asked what they were there to do, everybody said, well, we're here to see if we cannot pay to get either their friend out or their family members out who's been arrested that morning.
Yeah, but you need to talk to a policeman about this problem. They will ask you money to give for the release him.
Everybody you talk to says to just go in and pay. They will let your person out. I think after an hour, a policeman called Majosi came, which I spoke to. And Majosi, first thing he said to me was, how much do you have? And then I said, 200 rands. Is that enough? He said, that should be enough to help you. And then whilst I was still standing there, a policeman called Mvumbe came to me and said, I saw you earlier on. You wanted to help that boy that you were standing with. Why didn't you come to me? I could have helped you. So Mvumbe then organized that I should come back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. The following day, I was there at 8 o'clock, met with Mvumbe. Okay. And gave him the money, 300 rands, with the hope that Jordan will not be deported. I gave Mvumbe money inside a police station when there were other policemen looking and seeing. There wasn't any fear of saying, come, let's go to a corner. Give me the money there.
Ambassador, so keep quiet. Get you guys, get you guys.
Overall, I think the top leadership of the police is willing to stamp out this. But how the information filtrates through to the hierarchy of the police becomes another issue.
Corruption is widespread among the junior ranks of the police force. That's obvious because of the numerous cases I've dealt with where corruption is always an element.
The story is one of widespread corruption, certainly at the lower levels, but probably with the support and at least the kind of acquiescence of people much higher in the police force.
Surely the management of the police station knows what's happening, or at least has some sense that something is wrong here.
I think the police need to be sensitized. Honestly, I think that is the bottom line.